So
Hello.
a very uh, good night, morning, afternoon, wherever everyone will be watching this from. It's obviously Raj from the Raj Podcast. So same different name, which was recently launched, but same agenda as before. Doing live interviews with different female artists. We have a very special guest today, Reina Mora. How are you today?
Good, good. I'm happy to be here with you. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
it's nice to have you on there, and obviously you're in Los Angeles time, so it's what is it about? What time is it down there?
It is 3:22. Where are you at?
I'm in the UK, so we're late in the UK, about 11:22 p.m.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, it's late in the thingy, and we're heading towards our winter soon.
I know I love fall. Fall is my favorite season, to be
You like
honest.
it? Oh
Yes,
my God!
even though I'm in LA where like the weather is much nicer and we don't like it's been so hot. Like last week was like in the hundreds out here, so it's like really bad hot. I don't think we'll experience the cold until maybe late October, possibly. But yeah, I love fall. It's my favorite time of year. I love
Wow.
Halloween's my favorite holiday. So,
Great. Oh wow, that's really nice. And have you had an opportunity to come to the UK?
oh, I would love to. I want to go to the UK. Very like if I get the opportunity to perform there, come out. I'm excited to go and visit. I mean, the UK's awesome from what I've heard from friends and family.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and I need to go to the USA for sure.
You haven't been
Um,
up here either.
I've not been there. I've not been there. I've got an uncle who lives in Texas.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, my dad's brother. Yeah, he lives in Texas. Yeah, Houston, Texas. But I've not been there unfortunately. But I want to go. I definitely want to go. So.
You definitely
Uh,
should.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've done music from a very very young age as well. I mean, I spoke to someone yesterday who did music from a young age. Yourself, you've done it from a young age. How old were you when you did music?
I wrote my first song when I was 8 years old. I've been writing songs with my grandfather since I was like a little kid because he was also in Puerto Rico. That's where I'm originally from. I would go every summer since I was born to Puerto Rico, and when I was there, he would get out his guitar and we'd kind of
Wow.
ad lib some songs, and that was like my first songwriting school per se, and just from my grandfather who was like my father growing up. And that was a special moment in time. And that's what sparked the bug for songwriting for me personally.
So when you would, so you wrote you wrote at, how did you manage to write in such a young age though? I mean, most people just like I think imagine most kids are just just playing around and stuff. They don't know what they're gonna do. But you wrote a song.
I mean, it was terrible. I look back at it. I remember the name. It was called I Don't Need You. And I was an angsty kid from a young age. And I think that's why my first band was like a metal band, which is super funny when I was like 16, 17. But I just love the songwriting process and just letting out my emotions, and it's an outlet for me. It was my first like real therapy, was letting my emotions out through songwriting, to be honest. So it was just an outlet for me, and even if it was bad, didn't matter. It's like as long as you start songwriting and you write from a true honest place, the rest will follow. You get better with time, just like anything else. It just takes practice.
Hmm, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah. So what did you? I mean, what did you? Obviously, you have a mother tongue, like because you're Puerto Rican, so you have that language, don't you? So did you write in that language at the first
I
then?
write in Spanish as well, yes,
Um,
especially with my grandfather because he mainly like wrote in Spanish,
hmm.
and his music was more bolero based. And so, yeah, I sing and write in both languages, and I'm pretty lucky. I had like Spanish versions of some of my songs that I've written, I've never released them yet, but hopefully one day I'll do it. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. So at the moment, because I don't know, do you have a website?
I used to. Right now, I've just been using my socials because they've been great. I'm at Reina Mora Music on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the socials. Because honestly, I had the website. I just felt like I didn't gain anything from it. So
Hmm.
as
All
much as
right. Yeah.
social media, yeah.
So in total, on there, which I'll display, I've got your YouTube link, which is really good because the amount of views you've had for each video has been very very impressive. You know, it's hard to get so many thousands of views, but you managed to do it for every single you did, and some of the music which you're doing is very interesting, which we will talk about. But yeah, but how did you decide? Or okay, these singles I'm going to write in English or I'm going to write in Puerto Rican. How did you decide which language you will be going into?
Well, English is my first language. I was born here
Hmm.
in the States. I went to Puerto Rico every summer since I was born to visit family. And then I lived in Puerto Rico until I was 8 for like a couple years with my mother and my sister. And then we moved back to the States. So once we moved back to the States, my primary language became English, of course. But I go back and forth. I just decided on English because that's my primary language, and I mostly read and write in English. It I just felt it. I also listen to more English music than I do Spanish music, and I love Spanish music. Don't get me wrong, um,
Hmm.
especially like salsa music, which I listen to while cleaning and cooking. That's like my go-to cleaning music is salsa, and even like right now with like the reggaeton movement moving into like the atmosphere, the Latin the Latin explosion has exploded here in the US, especially with Bad Bunny and which he's from Puerto
Oh
Rico.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny, because I used to listen to all sorts of music as well before. Um, but it seemed a long time ago now, to be honest, because now it's hard to get time. When you're doing the YouTube channel and you're doing your other job, it becomes a bit difficult to listen to different types of music. But I don't want to go back to that. I listen to more music, around the world, which I like to listen to. Not
Yeah.
just one particular genre, like all sorts of genres of music.
Yeah, I
Uh,
love listening to all kinds of music, world music. It's I honestly feel that I've learned more and take more from more European music than I do from American music because I feel like
mm,
American music, a lot of it almost sounds the same at time because everybody's following a trend. And the good thing about like expanding your musical taste is that you get to like take from a little bit of everybody's influences. And especially from where I
mm.
grew up, I had like bolero, salsa, merengue, reggaeton. So all those elements are a part of who I am too, as an artist and as a person.
Yeah, I've not heard of most of that which you said, but I've heard of salsa though. I've
Yeah,
heard of
salsa,
salsa.
yeah.
Salsa is very famous. I've heard of that. Yeah, yeah. I've heard of that. That's good. That's very famous and stuff. So obviously, so you got a lot of stuff from your roots. I guess that's what's made you who you are. I guess, isn't it? Really, your
Yeah.
culture, and I think you've mentioned that on articles I've seen that you've said that your heritage means a lot to you. Um,
Yes.
you have mentioned that about you, like you said, about your granddad as well and stuff. What did he realize at the time how serious you were into music at the time?
No, I honestly just enjoyed doing it, and
Hmm.
I think that's why I never stopped doing it. Is because my love for it is so real and it's so passionate. It's one of my passions. So I think if you love doing something, just don't stop doing it, even if it's hard, especially when it's hard. I think for me, my songwriting has gotten me through a lot of hardships, and I think that's ultimately what's kept me sane in this crazy world for me personally.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Doesn't it? I mean, music is, they say music, music helps a lot of people. Music, doesn't it? It's like a kind of a release, isn't it? Really,
Especially
music.
singing too. Like I don't know, it feels almost cathartic when you sing.
Mm.
Just releasing some energy out into the world and whatever emotions or feelings you have. It's nice. It's I feel it's my passion. It's what I enjoy doing, and I don't plan on stopping, no matter what age.
Yeah, and you released a single called which you sent me the information of your single which is I think your latest music Weeds,
Hmm.
uh, which you released in June. Was it June the 20th? Was it June?
Yes, that was my late mother's birthday. She passed away about 6 years ago, and she was one of my strongest supporters and believers. She believed in me since I was little, and because of that, I wanted to honor her and uh, put the single out on her birthday, and that's
Yeah.
why I did it on June 20th specifically. But yeah, Weeds has been really well received. I'm really happy with all the PR it's gotten, the press, and the playlist and all that good stuff. Even the music video is almost up to 50K views and on
Wow.
YouTube, which is amazing. I'm really grateful for all the support and love, especially since I wrote that song at a very difficult time in my life. I was going through a divorce,
Oh
and
no.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so I think it was cathartic to put it out, and it also like let out a lot of anger and frustration that I had at that time. It just kind of went with the song, and now it's out into the world, and it's beautiful that people have received it so well.
And what inspired you to write that single? With obviously you dedicated to obviously your late mom, and obviously, like you said, it was hard for you to write that due to different reasons at that time. But what was what was it? Was there any particular inspiration? You had an idea at that time that this is going to be called Weeds, and it'll be about this particular,
Yeah, I
story.
mean, Weeds is ultimately about like you know growing from a difficult time because I wrote it about giving. I feel like a lot of people feel this way where you give a lot more than you get in relationships sometimes, and that ultimately is what I felt the song was about. But ultimately you have to decide to grow from that experience and walk away, which is what I did. And I kind of made the bridge of the part of it of the bridge to make it more of a overcoming
Right.
process, because I feel like you can get stuck in being left with weeds, or you can make the best of the weeds and move on and move forward with your life. So I chose, hopefully it's cathartic and helpful for other people, not just me. I mean, ultimately that's why I write.
Yeah, so I'm sure I'm sure it will be, and I do need to check it out. I need to check out the video myself. On there, but obviously I did have a quick glance on the channel, which is this is the official YouTube
Oh,
channel.
thank you.
Yeah. So do check it out. Anybody watching this live, obviously do check it out, and obviously we'll put it on the description as well afterwards. We'll put it on there. So obviously do check out YouTube / Reina Mora Music. Have official YouTube channel. Do subscribe and click on the notification icon as well. So you know when her videos go on there. So yeah, I mean that sounds very interesting. That was, yeah. So in total, how many EPs have you done so far then?
I've mainly released singles, and in total, oh my god, I'm trying to think because I also was before my solo project. I mean, after my solo project, I started being a part of a duo project called Willowcrest, and I released a lot of music through that, which was more folky singer-songwriter music. So it's a lot of singles that I've released over the years, which could be EPs. But I'm really excited about the musical direction I've taken with Weeds, and I'm hoping to create and finally get to release an EP maybe 2025. That's what I'm aiming towards. I'm in the songwriting process and writing more new stuff and working with the same producer who did Dead Weight, Temporary Fix, and Weeds. His name's Dylan Emmett, and he's from New York. So it's so funny. I work with him remotely from LA to New York, and he's awesome.
Yeah. You've mentioned as well that I think I've seen you mentioned this, and you mentioned this to myself when you emailed me, that obviously you do different genres of music. So a lot of singers, they do either country music or or rock or that kind of stuff. But how come you've decided that you want to do different genres of music? Was that a conscious decision, or did you think I can do I'm not limited to one genre. I can do any genre of music.
I feel like right now, like music is so diverse. Like even if you listen to alternative genres, they use a lot of different influences, and I feel like I shouldn't limit myself either. Whether I'm doing singer-songwriter folk music or I'm doing rock. Some even Deadweight has like rock influences in it, and that's one of my solo stuff. I just feel like I don't want to limit myself musically because I listen to so much music, and I have diverse taste in music, but I also write for other artists, and I love the just messing around with different genres because I love all kinds of music, and I don't want to limit myself, and that's the reason why I just like play around with all sounds and all different sounds.
Wow. And you have mentioned that you've done stuff with you've even you tried country music as well.
Mm-hmm.
And on there, so how hard is it to because when I imagine when you're doing country music, do you have to change your voice at that time?
Um, I it's so funny because I remember when I was young, I got told that I should do country music because I sound, I guess, like a lot of the country artists. I never went that route per se as a
Hmm.
solo artist. My music's more alternative pop, my solo music at least. But my duo project, we had a bit of country edge to it. It was like folk singer-songwriter based, more like Jason Isbell style, or Joy Kun, more of that genre. And I don't know. I feel like if it's a good song, like I mean, I also love Casey Musgraves. So it's like if it's a good song and you lyrically can, I think the good thing about country music is that you can tell a story within a song, more so than I kind of have this tendency, especially with my solo stuff, to either be quite literal or be quite poetic. It's one or the other. And and with Weeds, I was very poetic, right? And with Deadweight, I was a more literal. So I feel like I can play around a bit more with the pop stuff and the alternative stuff. But when it comes to the singer-songwriter stuff, I'm telling you a story. And I think that applies to country music, and that's what makes country music so great.
Yeah, I mean, because we on the podcast we are tied up with a PR company which does country music, has country music artists and stuff, and they promote them, and then we bring them on here. So I've had lots of country music, and they were saying the same thing to me as well. Like country music does tell stories and stuff, and it's a good, you can tell different stories with country music and stuff, and obviously getting your perspective. You've said the same thing as well, that it does, you can tell a lot of stories in country music and stuff. So is that something you will let test the waters more of later on, do you think, country music?
I hope to write for country music artists. I would love to do
Yeah.
that, work with more country music artists. I played with the idea of moving to Nashville several times,
Wow.
just because I do love country music. But I'm not sure. I feel like right now I'm in a weird transition because of the music I'm doing right now as a solo artist is more ethereal and electronica, alternative pop base. And I kind of want to experiment more in that sound as well moving forward, especially when I'm going to be creating an EP. Hopefully in 2025 it will be out. But yeah, I'm just experimenting with sounds right now, and hopefully it will pay off.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure. Fingers crossed. Hoping it does pay off for you. On that, but so what about the music itself? Obviously, you write the music yourself. You write for artists, like you said. So is anybody who helps you with the music to release the music, or is it just yourself?
Releasing, I just do that myself, but
Mm.
for the production side, I have my producer Dylan Emmett that I work with. He's
Oh,
amazing, and I do also co-writes with other artists as well. So I'm very much about collaborating and learning from other songwriters because I feel like they might see a different perspective that you can't see, and you can learn from each other. And I think that's what I love about collaborating with other musicians and other artists.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, one can learn how they can learn from you as well at the same time, vice versa. So that's a great thing. So what about so you've written a lot of music. Obviously, you had a June. Is there any music you're going to do you think release this year by the end of the year or?
I know right now I have an EDM song, an EDM version of Weeds coming out, and I'm really
Oh, great.
excited. I'm working with this DJ. His name is Lated, and he wanted to do that version. I just wrote a song this past week that I'm hoping to create a demo on and see how I can experiment with the music and the sound of it and see if I want to release it or not, or I'll just put it in the EP. Again, I'm in the songwriting phase. I'm back to songwriting. And then I'll start releasing once I have everything cooked up and ready for everybody because I'm kind of a perfectionist. I try to make it as, you know, as beautiful of a sound for people to listen to as possible.
And how hard is it to did you find it hard that to create your own music, which nobody will say, okay, you sound similar to this person or this artist? Was it hard to do your own kind of identity at the beginning, or was it?
Oh yeah, I've gone through so many different phases as an artist, as a musician, as I mean, even stylistically with my sound and with how I approach music. I think I'm ever evolving, I'm ever learning, I'm ever growing. So I don't want to stifle that, and I want to continue to just experiment and learn and grow. And that's kind of my mindset right now in general, as far as my life and my music. And I hope that like it shows and people could relate to it, because that's ultimately what you want when you release a song, is for people to listen to it and relate to it, and you feel a little less alone in this world.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would definitely, it would, I'm sure it will definitely, make a difference, even if it's a little bit of difference in some people's lives. And how was the feedback regarding the new single, Weeds? How's the response been like?
It's been great, honestly. Like I'm it's so funny because I had a music video release party for Weeds at this coffee shop here in Burbank called Three Sisters, and I want to thank them and shout them out because they let us be there on a night that they're closed, which was really sweet. But it was funny because I saw not only the outpour of love, the people that enjoyed the single because the single was released before the music video was out, but also people, I got to see people in person and hear how some of the people there related to the song. And some of them, it made them cry. And it's just beautiful when it hits somebody else. It just doesn't, you don't feel so alone in that sense. But also, I got emotional before the music video started. I started crying because of the outpour of love that I felt in that room, of all the people coming to support me and coming back to being solo, which was really hard for me because I was a part of a musical duo, and doing solo music again was really hard for me to get back into. But I'm happy that I'm here, and I'm happy that people liked the song and related to it, and that's all an artist could hope for at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Is it what kind of duo were you? Was it like yourself and somebody else, just two people? Was it?
Who wrote the song? Me and my another artist friend of mine, Exie. And then to record the vocals, I had my friend Christina O'Connor. She
Wow.
helped me record the vocals, and then we sent them out to the producer, Dylan Emmett, and we were doing kind of via Zoom, like how we are talking now. The like trying to come up with the music and working on it together until it was perfect and ready. And then once it felt ready, I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing the creative aspect, because I'm a very visual person. I also do photography. And I had the concept in my head for the music video. And then from there, took the steps, like had a photo shoot and did the music video and did all the stuff that you need to do in order to promote a single. And I was very proud of it. So I'm really happy that it was well received by people. It really made me feel validated as an artist, because it's hard. It's hard being an artist and putting yourself out there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. It is. It's not.
It's not
It's,
easy.
no, it's not an easy thing. No, no, definitely not an easy thing. No, definitely. With so many, upcoming artists coming through now, on the, and you see so many talented coming out, so many talented girls, um, who have come on the podcast and who I've heard about, and hopefully I want to bring on soon. There's lots of talent there, and to make your own space in between, it's not an easy thing. Obviously, it takes a lot of effort, hard work to get that done. And obviously, if you get, and you can't hire anybody else because you know how much they're going to charge as well.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, like even PR teams, like I
yeah.
do my own PR for Weeds,
Hmm.
and it got well received, and a lot of people, I got a lot of press for it. So a lot of my friends were like, who's doing your PR? And I was just like, me. I
That's
just,
good.
you have to hustle, and it is hard because you're doing it all yourself and putting yourself out there. And it's difficult, but I think it's doable. And I think as an artist nowadays, you have to be diverse in doing many things, not just one. Which is like your social media, thinking about like how you're going to promote the song, thinking about the visuals, think about everything at once. It's not just one thing, and not just focusing on one thing. And I think as an artist, you have to kind of be the jack of all trades nowadays, especially if you're an indie artist.
Yeah, definitely. So do check it out, and obviously YouTube. All the videos are on there. I can see you have made a massive attempt on obviously a lots of videos, music videos. Did you get an award for one of your videos, which was the most haunting video, or something haunting music single?
Oh, that was for Willowcrest. We did a song called Folktale, and we won
Okay.
most hauntingly song contest on Sirius XM. We were number one. That was through my Willowcrest duo, and we were very proud of that. And that was a great moment in time that I will always remember and cherish, because it gave, again, that validation as artists that we so crave. It's nice to be acknowledged and paid for your work.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, definitely. And you have, I can see you've also mentioned stuff about that you do some volunteering work as well, which you've been doing it for a long time as well. Tell us a bit about how did that happen, the volunteering work?
I've been volunteering ever since I was a teenager. It started off with women's shelters. The first one was Women's Care Cottage, and I would read to the kids while their mothers were getting therapy because
Wow.
it's coming from physically abusive relationships. And that was the first volunteer work that I did, but I kind of got the bug for it at a young age because I love giving. It's in my nature. Obviously, that's what the song's about. You give, and sometimes
Yeah.
it's not reciprocated. But I think from there, once I had some time on my hands, I decided to do a lot of work with SONA, which is Songwriters of North America, and I helped them with planning events and steering their events committee, which was great and fun. I also helped UNICEF. I used to meet up with representatives to try to get laws passed into Congress, which was great because it helped me. I'm not a great public speaker. I don't think I am. I get really shy, believe it or not. I'm still even shy before going on stage, and I get nervous just like anybody else. I'm not immune to all those things. So it was good because it allowed me to get more confident in speaking. But I think it's easier to advocate for other people than it is for yourself sometimes. So I think that's the beauty about doing charity work. It helps you gain confidence and skills that you don't think you would necessarily need, but it makes you a better person, and it also gives you skills that you will use for life. UNICEF, and then Right Girl. I volunteer every year and I help girls write songs. And it's fun. I teach a girl. I paid it forward. My grandfather taught me how to write songs, and now I do that with Right Girl, which is awesome.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's very interesting on there. Yeah, absolutely. And definitely do check it out. Do check out the YouTube. Get in touch with Rena. She's available on all her social social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, which I can never master, but
I'm still learning. Okay,
I can't.
I am not a master at
E-
all.
every time I try to promote myself on TikTok, I always get spam messages back to me, and and then I have to quit and then leave. So
I'm still learning, and I just like try
it's just
to.
me.
I
Just
just post and don't think about it because, like,
yeah,
honestly, it's exhausting. The
it
like
is it is, and you're doing a great job on there. And first of all, thank you very much for taking out the time to come on here. It's been a pleasure to have you on. And wishing you lots of success. You're already doing amazing. You've been an artist for nearly 20 years now.
yeah,
20 years.
yeah.
So it's been a
Long
long time, and you're still so young. You are still very young.
Thank you.
Uh, so I'm sure the best years are still. The best is, like I said, the best is yet to come. I'm sure that's in yours is yet to come as well. So wishing you lots of success on there, and I'm sure later down the line we will have you back on here at
Oh,
some
I
point
appreciate
as well.
Thank
We
you
will
so
have you
much
back on.
for having me. It means so much. And as an indie artist, promoting me, this means so much to me. And I can't wait to share this with everybody online as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a fantastic rest of the Saturday while we UK people have a rest.
I'm going to go and take some photos. I actually have a photo shoot after this.
Wow. Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's 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 absolutely amazing. Yeah, absolutely. So do check out the YouTube channel. Do get in touch with her, and obviously, if you listen to her music, do give her let her know how is the music. I'm sure it's fantastic anyway. So yeah, do check it out, and thank you very much. And I'm sure we will speak very soon.
Yes, I hope so. Take care and good night to you.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Take care. Okay, so that was Reina Mora, the indie music artist. Before I go, just to remind everyone, Lillian, hopefully I've said that right. Lillian is live with us next Saturday, 9 p.m. So here he is there. So they're a band. They're the best of a DJ and a band combined. So they're with us next Saturday. So 20, which is the 21st, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. UK times with us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, so you know when we go live. So they're with us 9 p.m. live on the Raj podcast. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out, and so much more. And then the week after that, we have another special guest who is a presenter, which you can see on the YouTube channel. Make sure you do subscribe, guys. Join us as we bring more talent. Also, we have special programming which is coming up as well, which will be about artificial intelligence, special series about that, and lots of other programming only on the Raj podcast, nowhere else. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic rest of the day, guys. Take care, look after yourselves, and look after your loved ones, and I'll see you very soon.